Hello, guys. Here's my review for episode 1 of season 1 of Bojack Horsemen. So, the episode pretty much is an interview between Bojack and Charlie Rose. So, Bojack says, he has to, that he apologizes for parking in a handicap spot, and then he sort of takes it back a little bit, saying, "Is that the wrong terminology for it?" Tri-Roll is like, "Ah, my God," just shaking his head. Then he said, "How about you just get out of that?" Then he's all like, I'm a little bit drunk. I don't think that's the right thing to do. Then the guy's like, "You're drunk during an interview that you're having with me?" And then Bojack kind of waves him off, whatever. So they, briefly talk about Bojack's old popular show he's on, which was called Horsing Around. A la, like, in a way, kind of reminded me of Full House. And he's kind of playing, the Uncle Joey part. There was no Danny or Joey, you know. So it was just so 80s. You could just tell, So pretty much Bojack saying, I get a lot of shit from other people about the show, but you know what? He believed that the show was great for his time, and that sometimes, he believes that life is basically, in life you always get kicked in the urethra. And the guy was like, oh, he started cringing a little bit, Charlie Rose, and Bojack's like, I said urethra? Is that wrong? He's like, yeah, yeah. And he was like, whatever. So pretty much he's all like, you know what? After getting kicked to urethra, life pretty much every day. Sometimes people want to just get home, watch something that lasts 30 minutes and make some sort of feel as though everything's gonna be all right. You know, stuff like that. So he pretty much asks BoJack, what has he been doing for the past 18 years since his cancellation, and BoJack's like speechless, like, then it hits the credits, the opening. The opening is just fucking beautiful. You just see him just waking up, kind of just drifting through life, like in limbo, just going through everything, people, all that stuff, like kind of like he's dead in a sense, but not really dead. So we begin up. So we officially begin after the credits. We see him with Todd, who apparently is someone he lives with, but he doesn't pay rent or do anything. BoJack apparently met him, I believe, like 5 years ago, and he said that the only reason why he had him be in the house so long, like at first, was because he thought when Todd said his parents didn't want him around for alternative reasons, he thought because Todd was a hippie gay. And then Todd was like, "See, that's why you don't make assumptions." And during this whole conversation, BoJack literally gets this thing of carrots, I believe like 4 or 5 carrots, and then he just like in the, the vending, not the vending, pretty much whatever, and he just pours a shitload of fucking vodka down, and he's just pressing the button, waiting for all the shit like to gotta mix up and all that shit. And Todd was saying, "You just don't want people to see that you're a good person." Then Bojack just looks at Todd like, "Yeah." So Bojack goes to dinner with Princess Caroline, who's his girlfriend and who's voiced by Amy Sedaris. So yeah, she pretty much tells Bojack that, actually before that, Bojack is just going ham on those bread rolls. She pretty much tells Bojack that his problem is that he's so fixated on, like, he hates himself so much that it's hard for someone, since he hates himself so much, it's hard for him to really have commitment with other people, especially with her, considering they've been dating pretty much on and off for what seems like several years, and and she says he doesn't have enough respect enough for her, to even have a baby with her, which was hilarious. Like, little scene in which they're walking down the street, hand in hand, all that shit, and there's a baby. He's like, "Oh, Bojack, look at the baby," and then Bojack's like, "What, baby?" Dude tosses the baby stroller with the baby in it and just runs down the street. Keep in mind, with cars going, I think he hijacks the car. He gets in a car accident. The police comes. He said, "Oh, isn't that the guy from Horse Around?" Bojack's like, "I'm sorry. My girlfriend wants to have a baby with me, but I don't respect you enough to have one." It was just hilarious. So after that, we had Mr. Peanut Butter showing up. I can just tell he's kind of an annoying character. This dude literally like comes right in the middle of them breaking up, and Bojack Riley's like, "Okay, you don't have to be here, Mr. Peanut Butter. We could just speak later." He's all like, this awkward, this awkward. And then he eventually just leaves, He calls him, like, says something, "You know what? Try to be a Clydesdale or something, but you're just a Clive." And Bojack's like, "What?" He's like, "You'll get it later." And Bojack, I'm like, Jesus Christ, thank God he fucking left. So pretty much, the people, I believe, the servers come and they bill him. and they billed him like $10. He's like, $10 for a basket of bread? What the hell? What kind of society is this? And the guy's all like, dude, you had like fucking 9 baskets worth of that shit. He's like, damn. So they're in the car or whatever, and Princess Caroline elaborates more on why, like on Bojack's commitment issues. And then he pretty much sort of knows out, like sort of blocks her out, saying, "You think I'm fat?" And then she's all like, "What the hell? What does this have to do with the conversation?" And he's like, "No, do you think I'm fucking fat?" And then she's like, "You know what? Just let me out the car. Just let me out the damn car." So turns out, like the next day, he's fucked up watching like watching old episodes of his former show with Todd, whatever. Todd gets the pizza, whatever, and like they're just talking, man. It was just fucking crazy, just watching like, damn, this dude really is bitter. This dude is really, trapped in the fucking past. So later on in the episode, he meets up with one that I think his name is Pinky Penguin, and he's the head guy in the Penguin Publishing Agency, which Bojack's trying to write his memoirs through, and also the guy wants Bojack to really make the bestseller because, his company kind of needs it because due to their bad investment history, and Bojack's like, yo, I'm in it. I'm in it for you guys. This is the main priority. Yeah, Bojack literally have a tape recorder saying chapter 1, and literally a day goes by. Or Bojack literally on the couch eating chips or getting fucked up. He clearly doesn't, have, that on the top of his list. So the Penguin guy pretty much suggests to Bojack, well, kind of tell, but not really tell, Bojack that, how about you just have a ghostwriter like Diane Nguyen, He's like, she looks pretty cute and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. He's like, just tell that to her, okay? Let's just get this shit done. But I'm like, okay, So Bojack, with Todd, whatever, and Princess Diana, my fault, sorry. Let's peace, Princess Diana. Princess Caroline. And pretty much, he's freaking out. It's pretty obvious that he wants, people to love him, and that's the reason why he's doing this. He wants to feel relevant. He feels as though he wants to prove people that he's not a has-been. And at some point in the conversation, he has like he he falls down, and he thinks he's having a heart attack, and he's like, Todd, I want on my tombstone to read that I was born in 1975. And Todd's like, dude, no one's gonna believe that. And he's like, damn it, man, give a dead man some honor. So they're in the hospital. Turns out he had like a mild anxiety attack, 2 of them, and eventually, he kind of agrees to Todd's, constant plugging, and plucking, about having a party, which is due to the fact that Todd and his rabbit friend apparently saw some got involved in a little bit of a drug problem, and his friend died, and his apparent lover, Gabriella, was taken back to her husband and shit. So he kind of did that as a way to sort of pay back, the dude, the cartel he fucked up with. So anyways, he tells Bojack he's going to invite the ghostwriter. So Bojack meets Diane, and, they kind of hit it off, She seems to be like the only person, at least so far in this series, just by episode 1, that can calm him down and sort of keep him even killed. Doesn't make him, seem like such a narcissistic ass, So she was able to get past those little doors, revolving doors. And yeah, so that was pretty much it. Oh yeah, there's part when much to his his embarrassment, probably discussed that Mr. Peanut Butter, and her actually dating, and he puked out all the cotton candy. I swear that must have been like, words cannot describe how much of that shit he puked out. He must have been really disgusted. But yeah, that's my review for BoJack episode 1, season 1, and I'll be sure, to do every episode of all the 2 seasons of BoJack so far. So this is just episode 1, like I just mentioned. Adios. Thank you for watching. Episode 2 will be coming out soon on my review.